Now let's bring you the update on the World Cup, where Argentina, led by inspirational captain Lionel Messi, last night qualified for the final of the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar after beating Croatia by 3-0 in the first semi-final. Later today at 8 o'clock Nigerian time, it will be the turn of Africa's impressive representatives Morocco to take on defending world champions France in the second semi-final game. Arise Sports correspondent Aron Akerejola is standing by in Doha, Qatar for our usual World Cup update. Hello, Aron. How's it going? Now everybody's back on this who's the GOAT, Ronaldo versus Messi debate. Are we ever going to hear an end to this?
We will never hear an end to it, or maybe it might simmer a little bit as soon as Lionel Messi, if Lionel Messi can actually lift the Holy Grail come Sunday at the Lusail Stadium. Very good afternoon to you, Vimbai. Good afternoon to you, Cynthia. As it stands right now, you actually rightly mentioned that Lionel Messi has been gathering all the plaudits. I must actually feel sorry for Alvarez. I'm talking about the man who made the penalty. Lionel Messi scored 2 goals on the day, having had a stellar game to remember. He scored 4 goals at this World Cup, 22 years of age, and he's simply anonymous because one man shines and his star shines brighter than others. Talking about the captain, Lionel Messi, and he's been inspirational for the team, leading the team. He's got 5 goals in this particular World Cup, 11 in all, and you look at that and you say to yourself, as it stands right now, it's looking good for the money. And some are tipping him to actually win that particular trophy, and they're saying that he's almost written in the stars because Diego Armando Maradona, who is probably living in football heaven, is leading them on and guiding them through. But as it actually stands right now, that is one under the water. For Croatia, they say they will hold their heads high because they've got into back-to-back semi-finals at the World Cup. No one gave them a chance. But as it stands, they had an opportunity, and they were disappointed on the day, flat-out disappointed on the day. And we saw one man being greeted a massive farewell yesterday, talking about Luka Modric, the captain of the side, the man that wears number 10. He's been in this team for quite a long time, 161 caps. He joined the team in 2006, and he's been there with them, led them to the finals in 2018, and got them to the semi-finals in 2022. After an illustrious career at 37 years of age, he will be bowing out after this World Cup. We've seen him play his last game, arguably. Now, moving away from that, for the game that will be going out tonight at the Al Bayt Stadium, I must actually tell you that a lot is expected from Walid Regragui and from the French national team. But news from the French camp actually states that illness has actually hit that particular camp, and they're right now trying to put the players together to ensure that the weather hasn't really been good, and there's been a lot of cold in the air. Some are suffering from a virus, and we're just hoping that they will be fine so we can have an entertaining game. It is the defending champions against one of the dark horses of this particular tournament, and let's see how it goes. France versus Morocco. From the Moroccan side, they are moving mountains and doing everything possible to have that 12th man, because Argentina can say that the 12th man has been instrumental for them in the run-up to the finals of this World Cup. 13,000 tickets will be given out to fans today, and 30 planes have flown Moroccan fans to support the Atlas Lions. Can you beat that? It's the big question, I must actually say. And lastly, let's tell you that at the moment, FIFA has actually opened a condolence register for journalists to pay their last respect to the 3 fallen heroes, the journalists who passed on in the midst of this World Cup.
Aron, thank you so much. I was just about to ask you about an update regarding that. I know you also mentioned the illness that has hit the camp, one of the camps while the FIFA World Cup is going on. But regarding that last story, or that last update about the 3 journalists, we understand that the brother of the American journalist, Grant Wall, says that he no longer suspects foul play. Is that the case for the other 2 journalists in terms of what you're hearing on ground? Is foul play also suspected, or it looks as though everything was relatively natural?
Just wrong timing, I must actually say. It's unfortunate we are having this many journalists die at a Mundial like this? Because the 65-year-old gentleman, talking about Roger Pierce, who lost his life on the 21st of November, almost slipped through the cracks, went under the radar. No one actually said anything. Where people started questioning, especially the U.S. journalists and the U.S. media, was Grant Wall, because when he was actually protesting, because Eric, his brother, has come out as a member of the LGBTQ community, and Grant Wall has been a huge supporter for his brother, Eric Wall, and they felt that since he protested against all that happened in the build-up and the fact that discriminations were going to be meted out to those who support the LGBTQ plus community, they felt maybe he might have been taken out. But I'm glad that's not the case, because some are saying that he actually passed away from exhaustion. Some were saying that he was complaining that he wasn't feeling too well, he wasn't getting enough sleep, and the rigors of the World Cup was getting to him. And ultimately, he's been to a litany of World Cups, so certainly who knows what actually happened. But the autopsy will further reveal what the true cause of death is for the photojournalist Almi Salami. All right, it's right now there are no talks about foul play. He also passed away a day after Grant Wall.
Right, Aron, now back to football. A lot of pressure on Kylian Mbappe tonight. What's that going to look like? Do you think he's going to rise to the occasion, given the circumstances at the moment?
He knows that the World Cup is there for the taking. He knows that he has an opportunity to win back-to-back titles and be mentioned alongside the pantheons of greats, talking about the likes of Pelé, Diego Armando Maradona, those that have won major trophies for their nation. In 60 years, no team has ever won back-to-back titles. And it seems like he is the driving force. He is the galvanizing factor in this Le Blue side. He knows this. He says he doesn't care about the golden ball. He says he doesn't care about the golden boot. He has 5 goals already, tied with Lionel Messi. All he cares about is that trophy, going back to Paris to greet Emmanuel Macron and the entire French contingent and the entire French nation. He said that is all he cares about. And he seems focused. He's spoken about the fact that it breaks his heart, but he wants to destroy his best friend, because his best friend, club teammate Achraf Hakimi, plays for the Atlas Lions of Morocco. And he said, we know we will be meeting each other today, and I'm going to be destroying you. It's unfortunate this is going to happen. You're my best friend. We'll shake hands after the match, but we're going to war. That is how much it means to Kylian Mbappe.
Very well said, Aron. Quickly, if you can, regarding the Ava Kaili scandal, where her lawyer has said, that she doesn't like how, representing the client says she doesn't like how she's been portrayed and has denied any wrongdoing. Just wondering what you're hearing regarding that scandal.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that clearly.
Okay. Aron, you know about the investigation about some individuals that are believed to have pocketed money from Qatar, and that's a current host of the World Cup, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if you're hearing anything about that scandal, even though those who've been implicated, like Ava Kaili, through her lawyer, has denied any wrongdoing. I'm wondering if you're hearing anything on ground regarding that.
I must actually tell you that Ava has actually denied any wrongdoing. Same as everyone that has been involved with Qatar building up to this World Cup. Because no one seems to have come out to say that they have actually collected monies from the Supreme Committee here in Qatar. But that explosive documentary on Netflix says otherwise. The whistleblower who came out has a different opinion to that. But when you do not have hard evidence and something to nail people by, it's almost difficult to say what is fact and what is fiction. But it still stands. Some can swear by it. Some can stand by that particular assertion that people collected monies to have members of the FIFA Council and members of the FIFA Executive Council vote Qatar for this particular World Cup. Proving it is one thing. Remember, the golden rule is he who asserts must prove. At the moment, they've not been able to prove so much. The ones that have been proven, they've actually gotten the wrong end of the stick.
All right, Aron, and some people are even saying they can't wait to see the documentary about how FIFA and Messi colluded to give the World Cup to Argentina. So right now, anything goes, right? Thank you so much for that update. Aron Akerejola, Rise Sports correspondent, live from Qatar.